guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture. He's Phil Chambers from WhatCulture, and we are here to tell you what went down at Crown Jewel 2019. And, well, that was a load of bollocks, wasn't it? In a very brief summary. We shouldn't be surprised by this pay-per-view. Not just this pay-per-view, but whenever they go to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, we think this every single time. It's like, oh, they could do something different this time. It could be huge. There could be this. There could be that. And it's just, yeah, it's the same every single time.
But the most important thing to take away from all this is, first of all, I haven't had a mental breakdown.
You did it. You got through.
I was pretty close on a few occasions. Seth Rollins isn't, and The Fiend is Universal Champion. They actually pulled the trigger on it.
Finally, in not a great way, a pretty terrible way, but they did it. They finally did
long match, that wasn't it?
Yeah,
Jesus.
But we'll get to that later on.
Yeah.
First up, let's talk about the Battle Royale.
Sucks to be you, Raw. No world champions for you. Yeah, let's start at the beginning of the show. Let's start on the pre-show, where Humberto Carrillo won that Battle Royal to see who would face AJ Styles later on the night. We didn't actually watch this live, but we did see the sort of recap of it later.
Yep.
And, I mean, it set the tone for the night to come,
Pretty
considering
much.
the last three were Humberto Carrillo, a flippy-dippy-doo-dah man, as Andy Murray would say, and a pair of tag team champions in Rowan and Harper.
Yep, one has just come off, well, both of them have just come off a feud against Roman Reigns.
And Daniel Bryan.
And now
they couldn't eliminate
both
him.
being eliminated by Humberto Carrillo. Well, technically, like Luke Harper chucked Humberto Carrillo out, but he didn't really go out, and then Eric Rowan saw it was an opportunity. He picked up Harper, chucked him out. Humberto came back in, knocked Eric Rowan out.
Couldn't eliminate a knockoff Power Ranger, basically.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
And then...
my God. So, one of the two big matches on this card, disregarding the Universal Championship match for now.
Yeah.
Four people were on the poster.
Big marquee matches.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar, Cain Velasquez. One of the biggest big money fights for WWE. The guy who derailed the Brock Lesnar hype train.
Yep.
The guy who beat him in UFC in such infamous fashion.
That's come in with so much fanfare into a huge storyline, into his first match in the WWE Championship fight.
And they did a sort of weird MMA sort of shoot fight to start with. There's a lot of like actual just fighting basically.
Yeah.
We had Cain Velasquez nailing him pretty well with a decent head kick, although Brock got his hand up. And then Cain Velasquez was submitted within 2 minutes.
Yeah, Cain got on top of Brock, very much like the UFC fight. Went
ground and pound,
get the punches in, but he just left that arm open. Brock grabbed it, and that was that. Tapping out in his first match on WWE.
2 minutes and 10 seconds that entire match was.
Yep.
He submitted to a Kimura.
But Brock wasn't the last man standing.
No, Brock wouldn't let it go. So then Rey Mysterio came in and hit him with a chair. He got chucked out.
Yeah.
Then Brock wanted to beat up Cain Velasquez a bit more.
Yeah.
Then Rey came back in and
with his chair.
just swung a chair
wailing on him.
absolutely everywhere as Brock was trying to hit Cain with a chair. This was so the main man standing tall in the ring at the end.
The only man standing tall in the ring
at the end of Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez for the WWE Championship was Rey Mysterio.
Should we just move on?
It's probably better for everyone if we just move on.
That was the beginning of Adam's almost complete mental breakdown.
We follow that up with the tag team turmoil match to crown the best ever tag team
World Cup best in the world.
And in summary, the best tag team in WWE. I know what you're thinking. It must be the Raw tag team champions, the Viking Raiders. No.
SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
The Revival.
The Revival, maybe, yeah?
No. It is, in fact, the OC. Which, don't get me wrong, they're great. I love Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and I think this could be really useful in terms of, making them contenders for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
If they're going to keep holding the trophy, like that stupid trophy gimmick always works better on a heel.
Too sweet in the trophy.
But,
I mean...
best tag team in the world. Neither of your tag team champions.
Was this part of their contract negotiations, do you think?
The Viking Raiders haven't lost in WWE yet.
They have now.
No, sorry, they have, because they just lost in Saudi Arabia.
We had all the usual nonsense with the other teams. We got a Caterpillar from
Otis was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, he was sweating like Shane McMahon out there. But Yeah, it ended up being the OC versus the Viking Raiders at the end. Viking Raiders were the freshest team, the last team out, and you thought, oh, okay, well, we know where this is going.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, pretty much clean.
Yeah, the OC just beat him.
They hit Magic Killer.
No shenanigans.
And pinned him.
Straight in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3.
Pinned Eric from the Viking Raiders. So I get it. That will presumably set them up for a title feud. It's just weird to give away the Viking Raiders' loss in this, what we can only call bollocks.
Yeah. I think that word may be used quite a lot in this episode. So next up...
What went down? Brought to you by bollocks.
Next up, it was Mansoor versus Cesaro. One of the best matches on the card,
was
and
great.
remarkably, because Cesaro is amazing.
We decided if you're going to have a fight with literally anyone in WWE, especially with someone like me who's never wrestled before, fight Cesaro, it'd make you look $1 million.
And yeah, all the way through this, he was absolutely incredible. Like, Mansoor looks like an absolute star coming out of this.
It's amazing.
Because he's just been put over big time. There was, like, to be fair, there's some really good moments in there.
Crowd were hot for Mansoor as well.
Like, Cesaro was going to check him off the top rope and spun down into a powerbomb that got into the finish. And there was some nice little bits from Mansoor.
Yeah, and he finished, he went with a moonsault.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay, yeah, whatever, it is. Mansoor was super duper over.
Yeah.
Everybody bloody loved him.
Cut a
Fair
promo
play.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Good
Good
stuff.
moment, good match.
Right, let's talk next about the greatest wrestling entrance I've ever seen. Tyson Fury fought Braun Strowman.
Triple H, by the way.
This was mad.
Take notes, Triple H, of all people.
So Braun came out, and, he had the odd bit of pyro.
Yeah,
what
just
have
a
you.
little bit. Getting deep
Tyson
hands.
Fury, we're reading about this. He'd been allegedly paid around sort of £12 million for this.
$12 million.
I reckon he spent half of that on his pyro because he had. What did he have? He had lasers, sparklers,
Well, it started off, he
fire.
had the big pyro in the sky, and then he had like pyro going around the building. Then he had like fireworks, like sparklers coming out from the ground. Then he had the lasers around Braun Strowman, so it looked like he was in one of those action movies.
Thing.
He was like in one of those
Do
action
what
movies
you
where they're trying to
want
break
to.
into a bank by dodging around the
He
lasers.
rose. No one else rose, I don't think.
Rose.
He rose up from underneath the stage.
Then he had fire. Then he had more pyro in the sky.
He came out in like traditional Saudi Arabian clothing. And
I've never seen more fireworks in my
then
life.
they had just a really weird match.
8 minutes it went. 8 minutes and 4 seconds.
4 times longer than Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar, with a man who I'm fairly certain about 2 months ago hadn't wrestled a match in his life.
Pretty certain Tyson Fury is the first person to ever counter that bit where Braun Strowman runs around the ring and just piles into
with a
everyone.
drive-by,
Hit with a
basically.
drive-by of all things.
But then he got him back because he did that about 4 times. There was basically about 4 spots that they just extended out into 8 minutes. And Phil, why don't you tell us about the finish, mate?
Well, let's remember this is 8 minutes into the match where a boxer is in the match with a wrestler, and then Braun Strowman was on the apron, Tyson Fury was in the ring, and he decided to punch him.
Oh, that's an idea.
Who would have thought? The boxer should punch the
An
wrestler.
undefeated heavyweight boxer with the majority of knockouts in his resume.
So he punched
Hey, wait a second.
I've got this.
Yeah.
Punched him in the face. Braun Strowman went down to the outside, and 10 count.
He was out cold for a 10 count, and then what happened?
He got straight back up, legged it back into the ring, and then power slammed Tyson Fury. Like nothing had happened at all. Like literally, when he was in the middle of the 10 count, he was trying to sit up
He's
and
punch drunk,
couldn't,
wasn't he?
because he was like completely out of it. Like 2 seconds after the ref rang the bell, in the ring
He's
again.
just like,
oh, power slam!
And then-
Yeah, get these hands!
Did it, ripped his shirt off, walked up the ramp, and then Tyson Fury just no-sold the power slam.
Straight back up.
He was like, hey,
What are you doing?
Hey, you. Drew Gulak sent out an amazing tweet as well about that. But let's move on
Bollocks!
and talk about
Let's say bollocks.
Let's talk about the United States Championship match. AJ Styles versus Humberto Carrillo. AJ Styles retains, as he probably should, considering Humberto Carrillo had been in a battle royal.
Yes, makes sense.
And during the match, which was very entertaining. I mean,
Yeah, it was good,
AJ
yeah.
Styles and Humberto Carrillo, despite the no doubt scorching temperatures in Saudi Arabia, put on kind of your classic TV match, right? There wasn't anything overly spectacular.
Yeah, there was no way this was going to be bad, but they all got like some really nice spots in there. But yeah, it was good fun, easy to watch.
And Humberto Carrillo tweaked his knee in there, so he had like a calf crusher spot and stuff. And then it ended with AJ Styles hitting a phenomenal forearm, winning, and a lovely little celebration with the OC with their title and AJ Styles with the United States Championship, holding not all the gold, but
enough
gold.
Weirdly, the OC were at ringside all through the match and not once got involved.
Good guys now. Hey, now we're the best tag team in the world. We need to be setting an example. Next up, we had the first ever women's match, Natalya versus Lacey Evans, which I think it's fair to say you and I had sort of mixed emotions about. Obviously, it's a fantastic thing to do. It's incredibly progressive. And
huge step forward.
In terms of, they were dressed in sort of, they were fully covered, and then they wore sort of baggy t-shirts. We're fairly certain so there wasn't any sort of outline.
Yeah.
That's just a local custom or rules or however you want to call it. A good thing to happen in terms of, progressing the culture in Saudi Arabia.
But
it
was super weird.
It was really dodgy. I'm fairly certain it kind of happened more throughout the night, so I don't think it was just an isolated thing, but they chucked like water bottles.
At Natalya and
Lacey Evans when they were walking down
and
the
that
ramp.
kind of set people off for throwing things throughout the rest of the night, which was weird.
And they were both very reserved, weren't
they were both showing like very little personality. They both came down to the ring just sort of waving to the crowd, like that sort of bog standard creator wrestler from SmackDown, Just Bring It, where the women just come out and are like, oh, there, hi crowd, I'm a nice person, hi crowd. And then they had a match. It wasn't a bad match by any means. It just was what it was.
If you've seen it before, if you've seen them wrestle on any other pay-per-view, you've seen this match before.
Yeah.
And it was kind of watered down. Towards the end, they kind of got into it.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd were into it for the most part. I think like the moment of it rather than the actual match itself.
So the females in the crowd enjoyed this. Let's say that. They were searching them out on camera. I
think they were very limited about what they were allowed to do.
Yes.
Because, again, very little emotion was shown. There was like no character work from Lacey Evans or anything like that.
But Natalya won by a submission.
Natalya won,
She got a sharpshooter in. Lacey Evans crawled to get to the rope. She pulled back into the centre of the ring. Tapped out with her weird. She can't tap. What wrestler can't tap?
It's really, really odd.
Anyway,
nice moment. They had held each other's hands up in the ring at the end.
Look close to tears. They celebrated around ringside.
Like, it's obviously a huge moment.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure other things will come out about the circumstances around this match.
And then Michael Cole was just a bit...
Yeah.
Oh, God, goosebumps. I just piss off Michael Cole. Right, next up we had Team Hogan versus Team Flair.
Someone threw a hat at Ric Flair. And a bottle.
And they brought Lana out and they went, get you backstage.
That was weird. Lana came out with Bobby Lashley and just kind of posed and then... Okay, I'll go back now. That's the end of my thing.
Rusev was the undoubted star of all this. Roman Reigns was the one who got the most reaction alongside Randy Orton, of course. But Rusev was there at the post-match. He was just shouting down the camera lanes, "What you gonna do, brother?" It was wonderful.
He had little trunks on that were like Hulk Hogan themed, but with Rusev written in the Hulk Hogan font.
They all come down to the ring. You have a kind of bog standard 5-on-5 match.
Yeah.
Ricochet. We get it. He was wearing. He's a
superhero.
Almighty.
He's a superhero.
I don't know. It's
real life superhero.
It was some cartoon reference, which is if you appreciate that stuff. I just think he looked like a dick. He made Shorty G look good.
Yeah. It's a good match though. Some weird little rest holds in the middle of it that probably shouldn't be there in a big 5-on-5 match.
Especially one that's not elimination.
But again, like WWE with these big matches are always so great at the last sort of 5 to 10 minutes.
You knew what was coming.
It turns into absolute carnage. Everyone hitting everyone, and the timing of it was just absolutely perfect. Roman Reigns got the hottest of hot tags towards the end because he hadn't been in it for 20 minutes in the match or something. He wasn't in it, and then he came in doing an incredible hot tag. Everyone got their stuff in at the end. And then, of course, Roman got the win.
There was a spot that we genuinely bought that Team Flair was about to win. Orton after a dodge, kicking when Roman went for a spear, he did the thing where he bounced off the ropes, went to do a Superman punch and just got caught in an RKO.
Yeah,
and we were
really
like, this isn't meant to happen.
Legitimate pop at the 2 count.
And then
an amazing Drew McIntyre against Ricochet, the Claymore kick.
Oh, I forgot
Such
about
a good
that.
Claymore kick. He absolutely nailed Ricochet and he just went flying from it. It was so good.
Yeah, he kicked him into another dimension. And then we had Roman doing a big splash onto the outside. You had a wonderful spot where I think Roman had been taken out by all the heels. They were like getting around him in the corner, and all the good guys had been taken out. And Rusev just came in and slowly knocked everyone down until it was him and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
And it was great stuff. Really, really good stuff, that. The finish, great spot where Randy Orton went for an RKO on Ali, and he did that thing where he just like a handstand.
Like to counter it, he just landed on his hands and then popped back up straight to his feet.
And then
really good.
Ricochet, I think, hit like a standing shooting star on Randy Orton.
Both Ali and Ricochet dove to the outside at the same time.
You got a match kick on Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, everyone was hitting everyone everywhere.
Chad Gable, remember him? Shorty G even did a big flip onto Corbin, I think it was.
Shorty G looked great in this match as well, by the way.
He was one. Just stop calling him that and dressed him that way. And then
Roman
then we had
Reigns,
Spear from Roman Reigns.
Yeah, on Baron Corbin. 1, 2, 3.
Big celebration on the ramp. It was lovely.
Good stuff.
Right, main event time. Let's talk about this. Seth Rollins versus The Fiend. This was the match. I'd like to announce now, I am now unbroken.
Yes, I legitimately had to protect myself during the live stream because I didn't know what was going to happen if Seth Rollins burned it down.
I used some of the studio padding to protect him from my anger when Seth Rollins started getting offense in so much. Honestly,
offense.
It's surreal, this, because this obviously, as we mentioned, this pay-per-view was a load of bollocks. But it was one of those ones where the last match determines how we felt about it. If Seth Rollins had won here, he realised that it's kind of separate from all the others. You don't judge it in the same way you judge a Survivor Series, for example. But if he'd have won here, I genuinely would have considered my future.
And there was some moments
WWE.
where we were genuinely frightened that was actually going to happen.
Christ.
The match went on like 21 minutes.
Yeah, it was so long.
Which is way too long for this kind of a thing.
All the usual spots, snapping his neck.
Yeah, 1,000 curb stomps. That move is utterly dead
I think
right now.
by the end, I think they counted them 8 or 9 curb stomps on Bray Wyatt.
They fought everywhere. The big LED screens that were holding up the lighting rig, they fought around there. They ended up
nice spot where Bray went to do like I think it was a senton on Seth, who's laying on one of the commentary tables, and Seth moved and then went to get the pin and just got a 1 count. Seth built like two tables and just got shoved off the top rope onto them, so that was good.
Big bump.
And he was making this weird noise like I make when I get winded at football. He's like, Now that clip, that really old clip, the woman stomping grapes, she falls over, that noise, but with Seth Rollins. And then there was Bray Wyatt exposed some steel cladding, and then he got curb stomped on it because of course he did. And they brawl up the ramp anyway.
All the way up to the stage.
And
then it's curb stomp.
Kick to the face.
Stomp.
Curb stomp.
Curb stomp. Curb stomp. Every time, just getting closer and closer to the edge of the stage. And
then he super kicks him off.
So worried.
We could all see where it was coming, where it was going even.
Super kicked him off it. He smashed through behind all the sort of boxes, the packing boxes, the flight cases and things like that. Huge sparks went off. Fire, of course, because it's Seth Rollins in it and he's got to burn stuff. And then Seth goes down to try and find the Fiend. And he's pulling at this flight case like it's the heaviest thing in the world, and it turns out it's this tiny little flight case. He pulls it down.
And then in another country, a pyro goes off.
Legitimately 10 feet away from him, some sparks go up. And he goes, "Ah, my eyes, my eyes!"
And it was at that moment that we went, "Oh my God." And then there was this wonderful shot, credit where it's due, that's a wonderful shot where Seth is like, "Oh God, I've got to get out of my eyes." And the Fiend just raises up behind him. And I suddenly thought, maybe it's going to be all right.
This is it. Straight into the mandible claw, got him into the Sister Abigail, did it on the floor. 1, 2, 3. Your new Universal Champion is the Fiend.
Hey, Saudi Arabia, you all right? No, not all right. But
Bollocks to the match completely, but the finish was the only finish.
No world champions on Monday
Yeah,
Night
screw you,
Raw.
Raw. SmackDown gets all the belts.
It was as mad as it always is, basically. But the key things here are Cain Velasquez lost in 2 minutes.
Yep. Tyson Fury has the best entrance in the world.
Tyson Fury has the best entrance in the world and won via count out.
And only remembered 8 minutes into a match that he can punch someone.
Wait a second.
I remember.
And the Fiend is Universal Champion, and more important than that, Seth Rollins isn't Universal Champion. The only way this Halloween, which they pushed big when they had the Fiend celebrating on the ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, and we should have mentioned, Team Hogan apparently trained by eating sand. I don't know what that was all about.
I forgot about that.
The only thing that we need now to make this day even more perfect is if Seth Rollins deletes his Twitter account.
Yep, and then we're all set. And now we look forward to a Miz TV segment with Bray Wyatt on SmackDown. And I'm sure they're going to sort out whatever this championship situation is, because they really need to sort that out now.
As it stands right now, a Survivor Series which pits Brock Lesnar versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Adam Cole. As far as I
if
can
that
tell.
happens, I am down with that match.
Shut up and take my money.
So weird.
So we got there in the end. As always, WWE pulled the trigger ages too late.
Yeah.
But at least they
In the
did it this
stupidest
time.
way.
At least they did it this time, I suppose. And yeah, it's been nice knowing you, babyface Seth Rollins. But we don't need you anymore.
Yep, ain't no stopping the booze now.
Right. Speaking of booze, I'm going to start celebrating. It's finally putting the title on Seth. Put the title on Bray and taking it off Seth.
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, and I win the WhatCulture Championship.
Oh, yeah,
so that's
that
kind of
too.
lesser. More importantly than that, I'm still sane, or relatively
Yeah.
sane, as sane as I was. Let us know your thoughts on everything. Go on, have a go in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts as well. No doubt, lots more fallout from this is going to be covered over the next few days here at WhatCulture Wrestling.
Ups and downs will be out in a couple of hours. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at @FillMyChambers.
And unfollow Seth Rollins, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Follow me at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. This has been what went down at Crown Jewel 2019. The Fiend is Universal Champion.
Thank you. Finally. Finally.
Maybe everything's going to be okay.
And now he's on
Phil.
Miz TV.
He's been Phil. I've been Adam. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.